this video, I was gonna make it the other day because I was just thinking like, let me make this video because let me make this video. So get your drink, get your snack, get your herbal, and y'all, we about to just be a little bit, you know, we about to gossip a little bit. Y'all gonna be in my business. Like I said, this is just my business. But you know, I mess with y'all. So I want y'all opinion. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you would have done in this situation or whatever. Let me know. Give me your opinion. You know, I want to hear y'all. Y'all tell me y'all stories. Y'all tell me y'all stuff, what y'all got going on. Tell me, where did I go wrong? Or if I did go wrong, or if I was right in what I did. Just tell me, y'all. I'm about to tell y'all the story. So stay tuned. Get your drink, get your snack, and come on back.
Know what I'm talking about, babe? Yeah. Now it's time for me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, subscribe, like, comment, do all that stuff. I'd be like, do I be saying it enough? Sometimes I feel like I don't be saying it, but excuse me, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. So you read the title. This is the story of my ungrateful cousin. I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't need no, if you watch my other stories, I done told y'all I cut people off. If you do something to me, I give you a chance. Just like I saw a meme that said that it might not, it said, let me just go. It said, we give these niggas 100,000,000 chances, but we'll cut our friend off without a chance, or whoever. You'll cut them off quick, but you get this motherfucker that cheated on you, then did stuff to you, then did you dirty, talk to you bad, don't help you with shit, ain't about shit, but you give him another chance, but you cut. So I was like, no, because I done gave people plenty of chances that I ain't sleeping with, and plenty of chances. And they still, you know, it took me to be like, okay, fuck them. But I'm gonna tell y'all the story, okay? So, the reason why I said my cousin is ungrateful, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like she's ungrateful. She's selfish. She's ungrateful. She don't care nothing about no one but herself. She, at one point, I feel like she probably was finessing it to me, like showing me a version of herself that wasn't like that. But eventually, once I got to see her true self and it revealed it to me, I was like, oh, she a selfish motherfucker. That nigga is selfish. But I'm gonna tell y'all, because I didn't see it. My kids saw it first. I didn't see it because she never showed that. Like, you know how one person will be one way when you around, but then when they around other people and you not there, they show they real. This is what happened. Okay. Let's go from the beginning. From the beginning, my cousin is a lot younger than me, like 15 years younger than me. So maybe 14, but she's a lot younger than I am. So she's in her, she probably gonna be 25 this year, 24 or 25. She gonna be, or she did already. Wait, her birthday just passed. So I think she's 24 right now. So as she was growing up, you know, I would always help her with stuff, do stuff for her, you know, take her places, do things for her, buy her stuff, just be, you know, do stuff. So as we got older, she would need help with certain things, like her prom. I did her hair for prom. I did her makeup for prom. I took her to prom. I picked her up from prom. And I know y'all like, where her parents at? Her dad at the time, he wasn't around for he couldn't help it. He had to go do some things, so he couldn't be around to help. So he was telling me that he was happy that I was helping her, and her mom is not the best at these things. So she wasn't no help at all. So I had helped her with that stuff. Okay, time progressed. She goes to college because she graduated right from high school. So she go to college, she goes to the college here in the city. So she went to TSU. So when she was getting ready for her stuff for her dorm, I took her to go get all her stuff. She had the money, so I took her to go get her refrigerator, I took her to go get the microwave. I took her to get food. I took her to get all the stuff, bedding. I was taking her to go do everything. She didn't have a car, so I was taking her to do everything that she needed to get for her dorm. And then I helped her move in. I helped her set it up. And then if she ever needed something like a ride to work, I would tell her all the time, because I knew she needed help. So I'm like, if you need a ride, because at the time I was doing Uber. So every time I be out, I used to tell my sister that too. Like, if I'm out and you need a ride, you need me to pick you up, I don't care where you at, call me, I'm gonna come get you. Because I'd rather me take you and pick you up than you get, try to take a bus at this time, 1 o'clock, and I'm out here. Like, I'll take you, they girls, women. So I'm like, I'll take you. So I told my cousin the same thing. I'm like, if you out at work and you need a ride, I'm like, I'll pick you up. It's not that far from her house. So I'm like, I'll just pick you up. It don't matter where I'm at, just wait on me. Okay. So sometimes she would call me and I would take her to work, or I would pick her up from work and I'd take her home. Because most of the time she would take a bus. But I told her, if it's real late, I'll take you home. Just call me. Okay. On the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because I'm doing Uber. So I'm like, just call me. Now, you heard that. I'm working. I'm picking up people. So if I'm in a flow, because sometimes Uber, I would be in a flow. I would be in a steady flow. Like, I drop one, pick up, drop one, pick up, drop one, pick up. And I'm making this, I'm steady flowing. So I'm breaking the flow to go help you. Okay. Which I had no problem with, because I'm the one who said it. So there was no issue. So we're going to keep going. Now, she's in college. She meets a guy. She ended up getting pregnant from the guy. I mean, quick. They didn't know each other, I don't even think 4 months, and she got pregnant. She wasn't thinking. I told her she wasn't thinking. She talked to me about it. She told me her little stands on it or whatever. She was like, she gonna have it because his family was gonna help, whatever. Okay. So she had the baby. Okay. She didn't have a baby yet. She got pregnant. So as this is going, right, she asked me, she said, Joe, can I have my baby shower at your house? I said, yes. So I let her have her baby shower at my house. She had her baby shower at my house. I didn't really do too much. I think I just helped with a few things, but I didn't do too much because his family was the one doing a lot of stuff for it. So I let them come, they set up, they do all this stuff, had stuff going on. I did her makeup for the baby shower. She looked really nice, whatever. Okay, now fast forward, she had a baby. She got a baby. She going through the whole thing with the baby, whatever. Okay, as that's going on, right. Now, tragic stuff happens to me. My husband passed away. So I go through the whole motion of, what I'm gonna do, who gonna help me, that type of stuff. I know I got a lot of support, my family and stuff like that who step up and help me. My mom, my dad, my brothers, everybody helping me through whatever I need help with. So I knew my cousin was having issues with her kid dad, because she would tell me stuff. So I'm like, she telling me things. She's like, I don't know if I want to be there with him. She basically was like feeling like she's stuck with him because she wasn't working. She had a job and then she got the baby and she stopped working, but she's still in school. She really focused on school. School is her husband. Just remember that. That's the number one. School, not the baby. Nothing else. It's school. School is the main. So I asked her, I said, can you come? I'm like, can you come help me with the girls? My schedule is, I need somebody to watch them while I'm at work or whatever. And she was like, yeah. So I said, do you want to stay here and then go home? Or do you want to stay here and then you just stay the full week? Because I work Monday through Friday. I'm like, you stay the full week and then you go home on the weekend. And I said, and I'm going to pay you. So I was paying her $400 a week. I'm telling y'all all of this because when I was telling my friends, they were like, you're crazy. Like, you paying her that much and she's staying at your house? Like, why are you paying her that much? That's more than daycare. And your kids are not little. You got big kids. And I was like, well, I felt like because she's staying at my house and she's away from her house, and she could get a job, and the job gonna pay way more than what I'm giving her. So I'm like, at least I'm trying to make it make sense in my mind. I'm trying to make it make sense. Now, you don't have to pay for nothing. I cook every day so you can eat my food. You drink my drinks. You use my electricity. You use my Wi-Fi. You use everything. Like you basically have free range, and you have your own room, because I have an extra bedroom. I have a 4-bedroom house, so I have a whole extra bedroom that's yours. All I ask is that you just keep it clean, keep the restroom clean, pick up after yourself like normal stuff. That's all. Make sure because she had a baby. The baby was a toddler at this time. He barely started walking, barely was like he was still little. So I'm like, because he barely was walking. He was walking, and he just started walking and things like that. So he's a little toddler. So I'm like, just make sure the baby good. Make sure you take care of whatever he needs and this, that, and other. She's a new mom, so she don't really know a lot of things, as new moms don't really know a lot of stuff. So when you with somebody that had kids, know about it, like I'm saying me, I have experience, I'm gonna guide you a little bit. I'm gonna help you with a little bit of stuff, okay? So she was like, yeah, I'll come. So when the first time she came, because it's been several times. This is why I'm saying that little meme when they said that about you cutting folks and giving them niggas chances more than you do your people. That's not in my book. I give motherfuckers too many chances. But let's continue. So she coming, everything good. Everything good. She getting along with the girls, because before that they was always getting along with you. She would talk to them. They would sit and watch movies. They would eat together. They play with the baby. The girls was good. They wanted the baby around because they wanted something to, they just lost their dad. So it's like kind of like taking away, your mind off of stuff. Like it's just it's something different that we not used to. It's a little different. So we got another girl here. She got a baby, and it's just different in the house. So, everything was good. Everybody was coexisting fine. Everything was fine. I go to work, come home, I cook. She talked to me. She tell me what's going on. She tell me about whatever. Tell me about her little, her little drama in her life. All her little scenarios with guys and things. Even though she had somebody, she still was having like little issues with other people. So she was just telling me stuff, and I'm just guiding her and telling her like, giving her advice, because I'm, like I said, I'm 15 years older than her. So she was younger than that. She was like maybe like 21, 22 at the time. I don't know. I think that's why I said I think she's like 24, 25 right now. I don't remember, because this was time. Okay. So that everything good, everything fine, everything going fine. I'm paying her every week. Everything good. She ordering food. She doing this. She doing that. Whatever. Okay. So just like little small things my kids would tell me. They were like, oh, Mom, when you leave, she let the baby run all crazy through the house. I have a refrigerator that is, a Samsung refrigerator that has the TV like screen on it. And the baby would go up to it and he would slap the screen and stuff. That refrigerator is $4,000. So I told her, when the girls had told me, I said, just make sure the baby don't hit the fridge, because the refrigerator is expensive. I just bought it. I just bought that fridge when she came to stay with me. I only had the fridge probably like 3 months maybe. So I'm like, just make sure the baby don't mess the fridge up, because I'm like, that it costs a lot and you can't afford to give me the money to fix it or even give me a new one. So I'm like, don't let the baby, control the baby. Like keep him in the living room, or make a barricade where he can't get through or something like that. I know you can contain the baby. He's not that. He's like 1 year old. Like contain him, 1.5. Like contain him. So she's like, okay, I will. So time going. The baby's still doing whatever. She's doing little stuff like not picking up after herself, not cleaning the bathroom. I had to tell her, keep the restroom clean. When you take a bath, like clean the tub out, I'm like not OCD, but I am very, very, I don't like dirty stuff, y'all. I don't have OCD, but I do like stuff a certain way. So I'm like, if you use the restroom and it's just you, because my daughters will use my restroom. So I'm like, if you using the restroom and you're taking the baby a bath and doing all this stuff, I'm like, you gotta make sure you clean up the tub and stuff after them. Clean the walls, like the towel walls. I'm like, clean the towel walls. I have everything in there. I had a whole slew of cleaning products. I'm like, everything is right here. Everything is at your disposal. Just make sure you keep it clean. Okay. She was not the cleanliest either. So she would not clean up after herself. So I would have to constantly say stuff to her about that. So, okay, that wasn't a big deal to me. I felt like that was just nothing. I could just, like I tell my kids, clean your room. That's basically how I felt it was. Okay, time go on. I wanted to take a trip to Disney for my daughter's birthday. I had asked her what she want to do for her birthday. I'm like, do you want to have a party or do you want to go to Disney World? She was like, I want to go to Disney World. What kid wouldn't say they wouldn't want to go there? So I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, we're going to go. And they were like, are we going to go just us or some people going to come with us? I'm like, your auntie going to come. My sister came because she lived in Miami. So she was going to fly to Orlando and then we going to fly to Orlando. So I had told my cousin, I'm like, oh, we're going to go to Disney. I'm like, hey, being nice. I'm like, you want to go to Disney? I was like, I'll pay for you. I said, the only thing is, if I pay for you to go to Disney, I'm not paying you your weekly pay. So we're going to skip a week. So I'm like, I'll pay you the following week when you work again. But I'm like, I'm not going to pay you if you want to go to Disney. I was like, I'll pay for your flight. Your hotel, of course, you're going to be in a hotel with us. I'm like, but I'll pay for your flight and I send in your food. But, because I'm going to pay for, of course, her to eat. But I'm like, anything else you want to do, I'm like, you got to pay for it yourself. But I'm like, I'll pay for you to get there and your tickets to get in the park, all that stuff, I'll pay for it. And if you know about Disney, you know about all that, that ain't cheap. It was not cheap. I spent a lot of money. And I wasn't tripping because I had it to do. So I was like, if you want to come, I'll take you. If you don't want to come, I said, it's cool. But I'm like, look, we going to be gone for some days. We was gone for like 4 days. I'm like, we're going to be gone. She was like, she want to go. We went to 2 Disney parks. Look up the Disney tickets. The shit's still the same. That's how much it was. I paid for her, me, my kids to go to the park. I paid for our plane tickets, hotel. Hotel by itself was $1,800. Okay, because we stayed at a Disney resort, so that shit was high. So I'm just saying that to say that when I did it, I wasn't looking for her to like give me money back or do anything. I did it because I felt like, I even told her when I did it for her, I said, I feel like you helped me out in a big way. Like you took a huge stress. Like she took a huge load off of me by being at my house, helping me with the girls. I didn't have to search around to look for somebody to like help me with them or do this for me. So I felt like it was like me giving her a big, huge thank you without giving her like a huge lump sum of money. It was just like, I'm going to Disney. I know you want to get away. I want to get away. The girls want to get away. We want to go. We want to have fun. So I'm like, let's just go. We're going to have fun. And we had an amazing freaking time. We had fun. It was good. It was a good time. We went to 2 parks. We had fun. We ate. It was a great time. All on me. Okay. When we come back, that's when everything has started to change. This is when things started going like left. We get back, and I don't know if her baby daddy felt some type of way. I don't know, but he started hounding her about her being gone away from the house all the time. And I told her I understood because she had told it to me. She was like, oh, he complaining because I'm never home. I'm only home on the weekends. And she was like, he want me there. But she was like, when I'm there, he don't even talk to me really. He plays video game all day. He don't help me with the baby. She was like giving me all like the things. She was like, it doesn't matter if I'm there or not. I'm here. I'm helping you. You pay me. And it's helping me with, I'm paying whatever I need to pay to take care of stuff. And she was like, but he wants me home. And he wants me just so he can just lay eyes on me. Basically, that's what she was saying. I was like, okay, I understand. I'm like, well, whatever, what you want to do? I'm like, cause I'm like, you can. So she was like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go home. When you get home, I'm gonna go home and then I'll come back before you go to work. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Cause I told her, did she want to do that? And she said, yeah. But then she was like, well, it don't make sense. She didn't live that far from me. But she was just like, it don't make sense for me to just come home for a few hours and then just to come back. She was like, it don't make sense. And then he gonna go to work. She was like, it just don't make sense. But she was like, I'm gonna do it just to see. So she did it for a little bit. Then eventually she was like, no, I'm gonna just stay. She did for a little bit and she just ended up staying. So, okay. Then time had went on a little bit and then they started getting into it. Where she was just like, she don't want to be with him no more. She was like, she just don't want to be with him. So then after she said that, then she came and told me, she said, I don't know what happened, but she must have went home and I don't know what happened with when she went in the house. But from when she came back to me, she told me basically that she couldn't do it no more, like watch the girls no more. She was gonna look for a job. And I told her, okay, well, when you find a job, let me know. And she said she was looking. So then she just was like, she was gonna look for a job. And then, so I had asked my mom, and my mom started watching the girls, so she stopped watching them. So when she left the first time, we were fine. She didn't leave on bad term or whatever. She left on a good term. Okay, next, her and the dude get into it. I guess it ain't working out. She's like, she can't go to school and try to go to work and take care of the baby on her own because he wasn't really helping her. So she was like, she asked me, could she come back? Could she stay with me this time? She was like, can I come and can I stay with you? Like, I don't want to stay here no more. I want to come stay there with you and I'll keep the girls for you. And she's like, you don't have to pay me as much because I want to stay. And I said, okay. So from 400, I bumped it down to 250. I think I bumped it down to 250. So I bumped the pay down. So I bumped it down and I told her, okay, 250. She said that was fine. Okay. We went on, time went on. She was watching the girls and then she was telling me, all the stuff she had going on, little personal stuff she had going on that they was arguing about. She was just like, I just want to focus on school. I had my Charger at this time still. I still had my Charger and I had a Cadillac truck. So I would drive my Cadillac and I had my Charger parked in my garage and I never really drove it. It just sat there. So I would tell her if she needed to go run an errand or do something because she didn't have a car, I'm like, you just take the Charger and go do whatever you're going to do, run your errand or whatever. And she was like, okay. So I let her use my car because I trusted her. I let her use my car. She never did nothing bad in my car. She just go do whatever she going to do when she come back. So she was telling me, like, I told her when she started school, I said, you could take the car and you can go to school. And then I said, we just got to figure out what you're going to do with the baby. Because I said, I can't keep him. I couldn't keep him because I'd be asleep. And I'm like, the girls are too small. They can't watch him. I was like, you just got to figure out somebody that can watch him for you or put him in daycare or do something. I said, you got to figure out something to do, or at least the times that you go to school, maybe you could find his parents, somebody that could keep him. She was like, she was working on it. So she was trying to figure that out. She ended up figuring out a way to do all of that stuff. Okay. As school started, they were doing virtual. So all her classes, she didn't have to go to no in-person classes. This was still during the pandemic, like 2021. She was going through the virtual classes. So she didn't have to go get a babysitter. So all her classes was here. I would be asleep and I hear the baby screaming loud, crying, screaming loud. And she just ignoring him. So I would be like, I'd come find out like what's going on with the baby. I ask her what's going on. She'd be like, he just want this. I'm like, won't you just, I used to tell her, I said, get his favorite snacks, get him some fruit, get him all his favorite little things. I said, cut on one of them little kid cartoon shows. He's little. So I'm like, it don't take much for them to be occupied with. They find a show that they like, put on the show, put on Nick Jr., put on, I don't even know if I think that Coco Melon shit was going on. I don't know. I didn't have small kids, so I didn't really know about what shows was out. I didn't know shit about no Coco Melon. I ain't know nothing about shit until it started going viral on social media. I didn't know about it. So I didn't know what I just told her, find him a show. Find a show that he liked. Put him there. And I said, let him sit with all his toys. Because she didn't really have too many toys for him here. So I told her, you need to get him toys. So we had a few like little things that he could play with, little baby toys that I had from my nephews. So I'm like, all the little balls and stuff, I'm like, put all this stuff around him. And I said, that'll occupy him while you're doing your virtual class. But I said, you need to be like right there at the table or something. And she was like, okay. So she did it for a little bit and then she stopped. She didn't continue to keep doing it. She did it for a little bit. And then she would be like, I'm trying to keep him quiet. I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do that. But he just wants me. And I'm like, he wants to see you. So I said, if he wants to see you, then do what I'm telling you. Put all his stuff around and then you're right there in his vision. So if he turn his head and look, he see mommy right there. Okay, then he cool. TV big, put the TV loud. Because I told her, if you put the TV loud, I can't hear the TV. I'm in my room. I can't hear it. So you can put the TV loud, whatever. Okay. She did for a little bit, then she stopped. She was getting depressed. She was feeling some type of way. She was arguing with the dad, all of this stuff. So then I guess when I would leave, her and my oldest daughter would get into it. Like they would say, my oldest daughter is very opinionated and says little things. And I'd be telling her, you can't do that. But see, lines was crossed because she is very close to my daughter's age. Her and my daughter are like 9 to 10 years apart. So, because my daughter right now, yeah, they 10 years apart. So they 10 years apart. So she feels like she can, her and her, they would play around, joke around, you know, talk about boys and stuff and whatever. Like they just talk, you know, girl stuff. And I guess my daughter was comfortable. So whenever she would feel a type of way, she would say it to her and she would feel a way, but she wouldn't say nothing back because she's like a little bit timid. My cousin was a little bit timid, but she would say something slick and then my daughter would say something slick back and then they don't talk to each other or they not whatever. So whenever my cousin would do something, my daughter would tell me, like if she didn't do something for the baby, she would tell me. If like the dirty diaper stuff, my cousin, I'm gonna tell y'all about that. It was stuff with the baby. Like she wouldn't feed the baby. She wouldn't do certain stuff with the baby. The baby crying, screaming. She'd be upstairs in the room with the door closed. The baby be downstairs. The baby crying. My daughter's is down there. But like I told my cousin, I'm like, my daughters, they not babysitters. They can't watch no little baby. I mean, he like 1 or 2, like they can't be watching him. Like you gotta take care of him. You had him. You gotta watch him. Like I know you want a break. And I'm like, but if you do, I said, you need to work something out with his dad. Like, yeah, you have him all week. I'm like, won't you see if he can take him like 2 of the days that you're here and keep him, and then you go back and you go get him. She said, okay. So my daughter was telling me that stuff and I was talking to her about it. And I guess my cousin was getting annoyed because my daughter would tell me stuff, but that's what she was telling on you. So she would tell me, I talked to my cousin, I tried to help my cousin find a solution. She found one. So 2 of them days, the baby would go with his dad. And then the other 3 days, the baby would be with her. So all them days, my cousin she would just lock herself in the room. She wouldn't come out the room. She would just stay in the room until I leave. When I leave, she'd come out the room because I would be asleep, so I wouldn't really see her. And I didn't know that she felt some kind of way about whatever. I guess she felt that my daughter telling me stuff and I'm over here telling her stuff and she getting told on. But I'm like, if something going on, you could tell me too. Like I'll take care of it with her too. Like it's not nothing like that. I'm not, because I don't know what's going on. I'm here, but I ain't here. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you gotta tell me what's going on. I don't know. So anyway, time go on and I guess she had a talk with her baby daddy. And he was like fussing at her about bills or whatever. I don't know. And she was like, basically she said she can't work for me. She need to get a job. So she was like, I'm gonna look for a job. I told her, okay, when you find a job, let me know so I can start. I'm gonna start looking for someone to watch them. But I'm like, let me know. Okay, the very next day, y'all, she had text my phone and was like, I'm not working for you no more. And I said, okay. I said, when? And she was like, so I called her on the phone. I'm like, what's going on? And she was like, I just got a job interview with, this was like right before Valentine's Day. This was like a couple weeks before, maybe like January. She was like, I just got a job with herbal arrangements. And she was like, I got an interview and I'm gonna have to start doing my training in a couple days. So she was like, I'm not gonna work for you. I said, well, when you gonna start? She was like, today. I was like, today? I have to go to work today. So I'm like, what you mean today? I'm like, today? Like, so you can't watch the girls for me today? She was like, no. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's not right. I'm like, I wouldn't put you in a situation like that. I'm like, I don't have nobody to watch them, but I'm like, I'll figure it out. But I'm like, if you gonna like not want to work or do this for me, I'm like, you know, I would want you to tell me like sooner and not just at the last minute, just drop it on me like that. Cause I'm like, I gotta find somebody, but I'm like, it's okay. It's cool. I'm like, it ain't that. I'll figure it out. So she was like, all right. So she hung up and then I found somebody. I think I asked my mom or somebody, I don't know. And I asked her, could she keep them? And she said, yeah. So my mom started coming and watching them, whatever. So she had did that little job or whatever, and I guess it didn't work out for her. So she was saying if she could come back and watch the girls again. And I just was like, I'm like, I don't know, because I'm like, you got a lot of stuff going on. Like I'm like, I thought you wasn't gonna be with your boyfriend. So then she finally tells me, she's like, well, he the one told me to quit working for you because I need to get a job. But he was like, he told me, so I just told him, okay, I was gonna tell you. She was like, I really didn't want to do that because I know you need my help, but he wanted me to do it, so I did it. She was like, it wasn't me, it was him. And she was like, I'm sorry. She was like, I ain't trying to be with him. I really want to stay with you. She was like, you don't have to pay me like that. I just want to stay. She was like, and I'm gonna try to find a job and stuff and work out some type of arrangements with the baby. And I told her, okay. So I let her come back. When I let her come back this next time, it was really bad. That her and my daughter was getting into it a lot. She wasn't talking to me. My cousin wasn't talking to me. Like, she wasn't saying nothing to me. She was being real, like, nasty. Like, she wasn't cleaning up after herself. She wasn't taking care of the baby like she was supposed to do. She wasn't doing anything. It was diaper stuff all around. It was like the room that she was in. My mom had went up in the room and like when she left, and she left dirty diapers inside the drawer. Like, she wasn't putting them in a bag and throwing them outside. She would just open the drawer, and because I told her, you know, you can put your clothes in the drawer and stuff like that. Hang up your stuff in the closet. My mom was like, she opened the drawer. No, my daughter opened the drawer, and my mom, because they was in there cleaning, and it was dirty diapers in there, and it was stuff under the bed. It was chip bags. I told her not to eat upstairs because I don't like people eating upstairs. I don't want my kids eating upstairs. I don't like nobody eating upstairs. So I don't want roaches and ants and stuff. So I was like, don't eat upstairs. You could drink water, but I'm like, don't bring sodas, don't bring food, don't leave, because I don't want plates and stuff all around. She was doing all that. She was eating in the room. She was leaving her trash in the room. She was leaving dirty diapers in the room. She wasn't cleaning up after herself. She had wigs on the floor. She was just, the room was messed up. And I had told her about it. And she basically just like brushed it off. Like, it didn't, like, okay. And she was like, I thought I threw all that stuff away. I thought I did all that. And I'm like, I told you not to eat. I like confronted her. I'm like, I told you not to eat up in here. I told you I don't want nobody eating upstairs. I don't want roaches. I'm like, if you're not going to clean up after yourself, like, you grown. You should know, take your plates downstairs. At least if you're going to sneak and I'm not home and you do it, like, take your stuff back down. But I'm like, you left stuff upstairs or whatever. So I'm confronting her with that. So she basically was like, she don't like living there because she don't like living there because my daughter be telling on her. And she was like, and she don't like that. She feel like she getting micromanaged. And she was like, I can't do anything because she always saying stuff and telling you this, telling you that. And I'm like, well, it's her house. If she feel like I told you something and you doing the opposite, of course she gonna tell me that you doing it because I'm not there. I can't see what you're doing. But I'm like, I don't want you to feel like that's what it is. But, you know, I'm trying to be reasonable with her, but it's just not working. So she ended up coming back. And this time she had a job and like I said, and I confronted her with all of that stuff. And I was like, you know, she coming back to stay, but she not watching the girls for me because I already got that taken care of. I told her somebody else already watching them. So I'm like, if you stay here, I'm like, you got to pay to stay here. So I'm like, you got to pay $200 a week. She was like, okay. So she stayed. And it just was not good. She was sleeping all day. I think she was going through stuff. She was in between jobs. She was fighting with him. They wasn't together no more at this time. They was fighting about the baby. She was talking about going to court. She was saying all this wild stuff. I'm trying to talk reasoning to her. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to fight with him. I'm like, if he doing his part, taking care of the baby, I'm like, you don't got to do all that. I'm like, if he giving you money or he helping you with the baby in the way that he's supposed to be doing, I'm like, where are you going to take him to child support? He don't even make enough anyway. You're not going to get that much. You probably get more if you don't take him. So she was just like, basically, she was being stubborn and young. And I'm like, certain things that you put out, you gonna get that stuff back. I said, if you be nasty to people, you be rude, vindictive, bitter, whatever way you feeling right now, I said, you putting all that out there in the universe. You putting it all back. And you know it's gonna come back to you. I'm like, what you put out is what you get back. I'm like, if you feel a way about it, I said, you sit and talk to him like a grown-up. If he's not trying to hear you or not being receptive of what you're saying, I said, then it's another story. But I'm like, if he's trying to help you, and I said, he helps you a lot, because whenever, that's another reason why we got into it, because I was telling her, I'm like, if you go to court, and I said his family goes and supports him, and they tell them you don't even have a baby like that, I said they gonna end up siding with him and he might get custody. I said, you don't need to be playing with these people like it's a dirty game. And she got offended because I was like, you don't have him enough. You don't have a baby enough to be sitting up here fighting with him and asking for this and asking for that. Like, you need to just be cool, work it out the way you work it out. Y'all come to some type of agreement of co-parenting and money or whatever you want to do. And I said, and do it like that. I said, because if he really want to fight with you about this baby and about who do what, I said, it's going to fall in his favor, because all the messages, I'm like, remember I told y'all he would take the baby like 2 days? He started taking the baby more because she was saying she need time and space, and I understand all of that, but I'm like, you have one kid, you act like you got 5, 3. I mean, everybody need a break. I said, but if he really wanted to fight with you, he got evidence that you not a good mom. And I said, all I'm saying is fix it. Don't fix it without involving the court. You don't have to involve the court. That's what I kept telling her. Like, don't involve them unless it's dire. Like, he ain't doing shit. He not giving you no money. He ain't trying to see the baby. He ain't doing nothing. I said, then take it there. But I said, if he doing everything he need to do, I was like, don't do that. So she didn't like that I said that to her. She told our aunt what I said, and her aunt told her what I told her was right. So like, if he doing everything and he got evidence that you not, like, don't put it, like, you giving him the key to, like, because it could flip flop on you. You could be the one paying child support. You could be the one on the other side of that. Like, don't put yourself in that if you don't have to. So I was trying to tell her, like, don't. She wasn't trying to hear it, and she was going through the whole little process. But I don't even think that it went through. Honestly, I don't think that they was playing with the idea, but I think she was just saying stuff, but she wasn't really about to do it. So, okay. She ended up leaving because she ended up moving out or whatever. And for some reason, I found out that she was sleeping in her car. She had ended up getting a car. I found out she was sleeping in a car. I found out a whole bunch of stuff, and I felt like I didn't want that for her. So I'm like, where the baby? And they was like, who is dad? So I'm like, okay. So I told my aunt, I said, tell her she can come back and stay with me if she wants to. So my aunt told her. So she came to me, and we had talked, and because she told my aunt, she was like, oh, I didn't think she would ever talk to me again because what I said, or what, us having that little back and forth about, what I said to her. She was like, I didn't think she was gonna talk to me again. I told my aunt, I'm like, I don't feel no way about her. I was just trying to help her. I wasn't mad at her if she left. She didn't want to watch the girls. I'm like, I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about any of that stuff. If she don't want to do it, I can't be mad about it. She helping me out. Okay. She come back. This is the last time she came back. The last time she came back, she didn't even stay that long. She stayed probably like 6 weeks, maybe a month. It wasn't long at all. When she was staying with me, my brother was here and his wife was here with me too. They was in the transition of, they was selling a house and moving into another place. So they was in a transition. So they just stayed with me. So all of them was here. All of them she was asking my brother to pick her up. No gas, no nothing. She had a job. She wasn't offering gas. She wasn't doing nothing. She was just like, can you take me to work? Can you pick me up? My brother was like, it's fine. He didn't care because he was like, she working, she trying. Like, I help her, but she was like abusing it. So he noticed it and he was just like, you're not offering anything. He's like, and I'm doing stuff. Like, I'm trying to get stuff handled. He's like, I can't stop what I'm doing to come get you. And you're not even trying to offer. Like, if you like, I'll give you gas to take me or do this. So she got mad about that. I had got her an Uber one day. I had a get together and I told her, I said, if you go to work, I said, do you have a way to get home? Because I said, I can't pick you up because I'm going to be drinking. I can't get you. And she was like, yeah. I said, okay. So I was like, I'll get you an Uber to go to work. But I'm like, and I didn't tell her to pay me, y'all. She had a job. So she could easily get her own Uber. But I was like, because I was going to take her. But I was like, since I'm not going to take you, I was like, I'll get you an Uber. So I got her Uber to go to work. It was like $20. So I got the Uber, right? She goes to work and then she calls and she's like, I don't have a way to get home. And I'm like, I thought you said you had a way. That's why you was going to work. Like, if you didn't have a way, then why did you go to work? Because I asked you, do you have a way to get back? And you said you did. She basically was giving me some like story. I was like, well, I was like, you better call an Uber because I'm like, I'm not paying for another Uber. That's another 20, that's $40. And I'm like, if I pay for this Uber, I told her, I need my money back when you get paid. And she's like, yeah, I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back. I said, okay, pay me back my money. Cause I'm like that, I'm not trying to be paying for no Uber. So I ended up calling her an Uber and she ended up getting my money back or whatever. So my brother was like, I did the same thing for her like a couple days ago. I had got her an Uber and cause she called me and asked me, could I get her an Uber to get home? And she just kept doing stuff like that. Like if you help do something, she felt like it was our duty. And I had told her, I said, you have parents. I'm like, you're not a little kid, you're grown. But I'm like, you have parents. I said, you don't ask your parents to help you, give you money to go do this or get you an Uber or do that. I said, that's not my obligation. I'm like, I have kids. And I'm like, I'm not obligated to do this stuff for you. I'm like, you need to figure out a way. So she ain't like that either. She ain't like that I said that. She was mad about that. She said something to my aunt about that too. So my aunt was like, she don't have to do nothing for you. She was lucky that she let you stay in the house. And I let her stay again. And she was like, and you basically left her hanging. Like she didn't have nobody to watch the girls. And she didn't hold that against you or nothing. Like she still kept doing stuff for you. So she was just like, basically she didn't care. She had no nothing. She didn't say anything. She didn't have no understanding or anything. So she ended up calling her cousin and finessing her cousin, and her cousin told her to come stay with her. So she had texted me and was like, I'm moving out. And I'm like, okay. I already knew it was coming because of tension. Like she would sleep for days. Like she would just sleep. Like I told my aunt, I said one day she was in the same clothes for 4 days. I'm like, she slept. Every time I would walk up here, I'm see her, she sleep. I'm like, I never seen her do nothing but sleep. Like, and my aunt was like, I don't know what's going on with her. I don't know. Cause her job was having renovations. So they told her they were gonna let her know when to come back. Like for that week, she didn't have to work. She only worked like 2 days because they were doing like some kind of renovation or something for her job. So she didn't have to go to work. So instead of her doing productive things, she was sleeping. So I'm like, okay, I didn't care. That's her, she wants to sleep. But so she talked to the cousin. I'm sure she was talking whatever, saying stuff about us. All of us was helping her, my brother, me. All of us was doing stuff for her. Wow. The room that she was in was an open room. So we could see everything. That's why I was like, it was, I could see. She had a wig in the corner that stayed down there for about 4 weeks. She took the wig off, threw it in the corner, it stayed down there. All the baby clothes that he had on, I have a washer and dryer. She could wash her stuff, clean it, whatever. She would wash her clothes and just throw it in the corner. She had chip bags. I didn't say nothing. I was like, she got to go. I'm about to tell her to go. Because I don't have OCD, but I like my house to be clean. Like if I show y'all my house right now, my house is clean. I don't have shit all on the floor, and I got animals and everything. We clean the floors religiously because I have animals, and I don't like that shit. I don't like hair everywhere. I don't like food and shit all on the floor. I don't like stuff all over the place. I like my shit to be nice and kept. And she knows that too. Anybody that know me know that. When they come to my house, you can come anytime, pop up on my shit. It's gonna be clean. My kitchen clean. I don't have dishes and shit all in the sink. I don't have pots and stuff all over the place. I don't have stuff all over the floor. I have a white rug, a white rug on the floor. I like my stuff nice. You know, I like my shit nice. So she know that. Why the room look like this? Why the room chaotic? I just didn't understand. And it used to make me mad because I'm like, why the hell it look like this? So when she was moving, she had left for like 2 days. She was at her cousin's house for 2 days, but she left the house. She left the room fucked up. So when she came back, she had got all the stuff. She didn't even say nothing to me. I opened the door. Oh, she had told me she was moving, right? I told her, okay. I put most of her stuff by the front door. Like all the stuff that I knew that I could grab. I put all of it by the front door. She was gone for like 2 or 3 days. I put all the stuff by the front door. But I didn't touch none of the other stuff, like the stuff that was in that room on the floor, the wigs and all. I ain't touched none of that. So she got all that stuff. She had ended up leaving a lot of stuff because I guess she was in a hurry trying to get most of her stuff. So she left a lot of stuff. So I called her and I told her, hey, you left a lot of stuff. She left her baby car seat. She left a stroller. She left another wig. She left clothes. She left a box of diapers. She left baby wipes. She left a laptop. She left the cords for it. She left a lot of stuff. She tells me on the phone, this is before I told her what it was. I told her, hey, you left some stuff here. She said, just throw it in the trash. I said, girl, I'm not throwing this in the trash. I'm like, you left. I started going through the list. Like I just told y'all, baby, box of diapers, wipes, baby car seat, stroller. I'm like, you left all this stuff. I'm like, you didn't see none of this stuff when you was packing? Because she was trying to hurry up and pack because I guess she didn't want to talk to me. She was trying to hurry up and pack. So she left all that stuff. So she was like, okay, I'm going to come get it. I said, you can come whenever you're ready. She's like, okay. So I took all of that stuff and I put it by the front door. Because I already put some of the stuff before. But then when she was going through her stuff, she was getting all the other stuff. Because it was like bags of clothes and stuff like that. So I was just making it easy because it's upstairs. So when she had left all that stuff, I had it was a lot of shit. I had put it all by the front. So all she had to do was open the door and just take it all out. Y'all, she came in the house. She didn't even say, hey. She didn't say, how you doing? She didn't say, thank you for letting me stay with you again. She didn't say shit. She got her stuff and left. That's what she did. And from that day, I haven't talked to her no more. I was, before that had happened, she was trying to get a car because I didn't tell y'all that part. But right before she was doing the sleeping all the time and stuff, like it was right in between that time. She was looking for a car because she was doing Uber. So I told her, I said, I will give you $1,000 to put on your car. I said, I'm gonna give you $1,000 to put on your car. And I said, do what you gotta do, but find you a car. So me and my aunt, we went to the Toyota lot, talked to the man, and the man was showing her cars and stuff like that. She had found a car she liked. I told her, I said, the money that you make at this job, I said, you need to get a second job or you need to find another job. I said, because this job does not pay enough for you to pay the car and the insurance. So she was just like, okay, I'm gonna look. So I'm like, I know she can find a job because one thing about it, that girl can always find a job. She finds jobs like ain't nobody I ever met. Girl always got a damn job. She finds jobs. But I'm like, find a job. So she said, okay. So when we at the lot, this was what made her get mad at me again too. Because when we was at the lot, the man said, okay, she can get the car. I had the money. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give her the money to put down. She can take the car. The man was like, okay, she got to get insurance. I said, do you got money? I asked my cousin. I said, do you got the money to get insurance? And she said, no. I was gonna ask you, can I get on your insurance? I said, hell no. Straight up. Y'all, I ain't finna play with you. I said, no. I said, no. I said, listen, I'm already giving you $1,000 to put towards the car. I said, I'm not about to put you on my insurance too. No, nobody's going to be on my insurance but my man. That's just what it is. My man, and when my kids get of age, that's it. Nobody else. And my man is going to be my husband eventually. So that's the only person who is going to get on it, because I know if it come down to it, he going to pay it. So that's the only person. I'm not putting nobody else on it. So I told her that. I said, I ain't sleeping with you. Hell no. So no. And I said, I'm already doing a lot. And the man at the car lot was like, yeah, your cousin, she doing a whole lot. She giving you $1,000 to put on the car. He's like, you can't get the insurance. So she was like, no, I don't know. And I said, okay, listen. I told the man, I said, how long can you hold the car for her? He said he could hold it for 24 hours. I said, well, give her a day and let her figure out something about this car stuff, the insurance. Because the man was like, you can't drive off the lot without insurance. She was like, okay. She thought about it. She was upset. I guess she was trying to figure out a way, trying to ask whoever, her cousin, aunt, whoever. She was trying to ask different people. And I was telling her the same thing, no. So she was mad about that. So she was pissed. She was mad. And so she was asking me, like, if I could find a thing. She was saying all this other stuff, like stuff that just didn't make sense. I was just like, if you don't have the money to get the insurance, I said, ask the man, can he drop the price down with the $1,000 to put down, and then use the money to get the insurance. But she never found a solution. So I was like, oh, well, I just stopped. So after that, that's when she wasn't saying nothing to me, wasn't talking to me. And then she told me she was going to leave. I told her, okay. So then I was like, okay, she's selfish. She not a person that's genuine, a person that's grateful that I did a whole lot of stuff for you. A lot of stuff I ain't even saying in the story. Like, I did a lot of stuff for her. You know, I would help her with stuff, help her with the baby, help her get around. Whatever she needed, I was helping her. So she was ungrateful for it. And she showed herself, and I haven't talked to her. So her mail was coming to my house, and I would tell my aunt, like, tell her mail here, because she had made like a little post on social media, and she was just like, she cutting people off, and people that don't like the way that she do things, or the way her life is, or however she doing things, she was like, they don't gotta deal with her, they can F off. Basically, she going off on Facebook. So I had screenshot it and I sent it to her, and I was like, who you talking to? Because she left, she ain't say nothing to me. Like I told her, she got her stuff and she just left. She ain't say thank you for helping me, nothing like that. And she said, if it fit, she's like, if it fits, basically if the shoe fit, then wear it. If you think it's you, then okay. I said, one thing about it, I said, if you was in my face, I said, you wouldn't say none of that. I said, you big, what I had told her, I said, you talk all that big shit on social media. I said, come say it, come here and say that. I said, cause you talking a whole, like, you talking real heavy. You wouldn't say that if I was standing right here. So I told my mama was going off. My aunt was going off. Everybody was mad. They was pissed. My mama was mad. My mama was like, well, I see her. I'm like, mama. She was like, cause you my daughter. I'm like, mom, don't say nothing to her. I said, cause it ain't your fight. I said, if she feel like that, I said, that just says a lot about her. I'm like, I don't gotta deal with her. She done burnt the bridge. My aunt was like, you burnt the whole bridge with Joe. You burnt the whole bridge with her. Like, you didn't even have to do all that. All the stuff she did for you, constantly helping you, constantly being there for you, constantly guiding you, constantly giving you money, helping you with this, willing to do anything for you. Because it was out of not just, because I told my boyfriend a lot of the stuff too as it was going on. I was telling him, and he was just like surprised, like, what? Your cousin's stupid. That's what he was telling me. Like, she's stupid. She got to be stupid. Like, what's wrong with her? I'm like, I don't know. So He was like, my aunt, everybody was just like, all the stuff you do for her, like she just burnt the bridge. Her dad even said it. Her dad was like, I know she did this and that to you. He was like, but you know, I appreciate everything you did for her. She might have not appreciated it, but he was like, you did a lot and it's definitely appreciated. And you know, that's all. Everything I did, the girl was so scared to come. So scared, because she already know. Y'all don't know, but she know. Everybody else that know me, that's close to me, that know, I am with every part of the shits. Put a capital S in that shit. I'm with all of it. I was like, if she wants, she gets her mail to my house. So her tax papers came this year. And I told my aunt, I said, if she want, because I think she blocked me. So I'm like, she want her stuff, tell her come get it. It's at the house. My aunt was like, I told her, she asking me, can I go over there and get it for you? I told her, no, tell her to come get it. I was like, she's her paper. Cause see, this is what I thought. I told my aunt, I said, if I was cool, you know, I don't be home sometimes, you know, I'll be gone. I said, I slide it up underneath the mat and she could just get it like that. I said, but no, I want to give it to her and give it to her. Let me give it to her. I said, or my mama can give it to her because she's scared of my mama too. So I'm like, my mama give it to her. Somebody gonna give it to her. Somebody gonna put it in her hand. Y'all, she ain't never come get it. She kept telling my aunt all the way up until April. My aunt was like, she just told me again, could I go get that paper for her? I said, no, she must don't want to file her taxes. Because if she really wanted to, she'd come get that paper. But I said, she that scared because she talk all that heavy talk. That's because I haven't talked to her since that happened. That was in, I got to look at my text message because I got the text message. It's 20-something, probably 2020. It probably was either early 2022 or late 2021. I don't know. But she was doing all that talking. I'm like, she must have, it might have been 2022 because she got the paper this year and this is 2023. So yeah, it was 2022. I'm like, she doing all that talking. And I'm like, she want her paper. I'm like, she really wanted, she'll come, you know, come get her paper. But she don't want that paper. She too scary. Don't talk all that and you can't back it up. And that's what I used to tell her. I was like, you need to stop talking all that mess to that boy and you not about that life. You ain't about none of that action. So you need to stop doing that. You not that type of person. You're not even built like that. Like, I don't like people like that. Don't do that. If you're not finna get out there and really get out there, don't talk like you finna get out there and get out there. Don't do that because somebody gonna call your bluff. Don't do it. So, I just like, if you're not built like that, don't do that. So I think she blocked me because she ain't talked to me. And then my aunt was like, yeah, she said she want to get it, but she said she don't know when she coming. I said, no, she don't. She got a car. She can come get it. She don't want to come get it. I said, she don't want. She's like, yeah, because she know you going to say something. I said, yes. I'm going to tell her, what was all that stuff? What was all that stuff you said on Facebook? I'm right here. You can say it. What is it? But she not. So, anyway, that story was long. But basically, I was just saying, I had helped, and it just made me remember and realize that I ain't helping a motherfucker no more. Nobody. I ain't helping shit. I'm not doing nothing for nobody. I'm doing stuff for Joelonda and my kids and my significant other. That's it. I ain't doing nothing for nobody else. I'm tired of helping folks. I'm tired of doing stuff for people, and they be doing stuff to me, be shitting on me, I was gonna give her $1,000 and I didn't even tell her to give it back. I was giving it to her, not to get it back. I was trying to help her because I know she trying. She in school, she doing all this. She just graduated college this past May. Now she in grad school. She going to a whole nother state. That's a whole nother thing. Like, she finna go to a whole nother state. So I was willing to help her. But you know, like I said, what you put out is what you get back. And I was like, I was genuine. I was doing it out of the kindness of my heart. You know, I wanted to help her. I wanted to do something before I see her, but she just a snake. So I'm sure she'll see it. I see you guys. I love y'all. If you watched the whole thing, thank you so much. It's a long one. I hope you watched all the way through. Subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and let me know what y'all would do. And I'll see you guys in my next upload. Bye.